Well, hello, and welcome to the Electrical Foundations course at BCIT. If you're watching this video right now, guess what? I'm your instructor. My name's Mike McGinnis, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. I thought maybe I'd just take a moment to, shoot a little video and give you a little heads up on what's coming your way in the next 6 months. Ooh-wee, right? 26 weeks, I think the course is. So anyways, within the program, there are 6 individual courses, if you will, okay? We start off with math and mechanical sciences, and it's a pretty intense first 2 weeks, okay? It's math. This is just all math. But you know what? We go through it. It can be a little bit overwhelming for some, but you know what? I got through it. You can get through it. I know it. I'm no rocket science dude, okay? I'm no genius, okay? And I was able to get through it. So I know working together with me, with your peers, that we can get through this, okay? And then the second part that we get into, that's going to be the DC fundamentals. And that's where we start right off at the basics, right at the atom, right? And we talk about electrons, which is the basis of current, right? And we learn about amps and volts and power and watts and resistance and ohms, and talk about Ohm's law and Watt's law. And ooh boy, I don't want to overwhelm you, right? We get into all types of circuitry and everything. And that's about 4 or 5 weeks, that section there. It's a big section. It's the largest section, but it is the roots, okay, of all the electrical that you'll be learning throughout the rest of the 4 years of your apprentice. So it's a real, we take our time in it and we get through it and we make sure that you got it locked in there. After we finish up with the fundamentals, our DC fundamentals, we move into a really fun section, and that's magnetism. Okay, and I'm not sure how much you guys covered magnetism when you were in high school, but it is a pretty neat part of the course, okay? Magnetism and electricity are 2 sides of the same coin, okay? You can't have one without the other, and that's basically how we produce all our electricity. It's all through magnetism. Okay, and so we can learn some really neat stuff. We do some neat labs. We watch some neat videos. It's actually a really cool section. And after that sort of takes us into AC generation, where we learn how to produce AC, alternating current, and we learn all about the waveform and things like that. Okay, and then after that, depending on how the timing goes for the shop and stuff, sometimes we get into electronics and we start learning about diodes and transistors and things. And that's a week long, fairly short, but you dip your toes into it a little bit, okay? And then we got another big chunk called code. Dum, dum, dum. That's probably, it's one of the trickier ones because it's very monotonous. It's an open book. All you're doing is reading a textbook, right? But it's dry. But you know what? It's part of it. It is the minimum standards for the electrical trade. Without those standards, people wouldn't pay us anything, right? We want a minimum standard to uphold so that, well, we can make the big bucks, right? Anyways, after that, or in there somewhere, we'll be getting in there and doing some labs. And then, of course, we'll be getting into the shop where you're going to be using your tools. So the shop, that is the fun bit, all right? That's what you guys really are getting into this course for, I'm sure, right? Get your hands on some tools, actually put in some electrical devices, play with the electrical boxes, and get in there and get your hands dirty so you got some experience, okay? So that's what we're going to get into. We're going to spend 4 weeks in the shop, and we actually also spend another week where you guys will be working together in teams of two. There'll be 2 of you working together in condos, where essentially that's what you're going to be doing, is wiring up a complete condo. Okay, and that one's a lot of fun. That's kind of done as a final exam. All right, like you guys go. I barely teach you anything at that point, right? I just sort of, I'm there for any questions. If you need to know, where do I put this? How do I do that? I'm there to answer any questions, but really it's taking all your learned knowledge throughout the course and putting it into application. And so then that's when we know how you're really going to be out there in the trade. And motor control, that's another good one. It's 2 weeks long, and we learn all about how to control motors, forward, reverse, with time delays and all this kind of thing, right? Kind of neat stuff. And then we get into a lab and we spend a whole week doing drawings and working in motor control. So that kind of, I'm sure I've missed some stuff. I know there's some lighting and there's some data communication stuff that's in there too. I couldn't have told you the whole course, because this is hopefully, a 10-minute video, no more. And so that's the long and the short of it. But really, I just want to let you, introduce myself, let you guys know that the course is not that difficult. It can be tough, some of the math, but if we work together and you apply yourself, you shouldn't have any problems getting through this course. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there, and I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Bye for now.